Hey guys, Al here, Vitalize Seed. Hope everybody's having a good day. Wanted to talk today about browse pressure and how it impacts root growth and what impacts that might have on soil health. So, a lot of times there are crops or species of crops that are pitched as soil builders for their biomass creation, both above and below ground. However, when we're talking about these things, we have to keep in mind browse pressure. As you see in the chart behind me, this is mostly focused in the cattle industry. Most of the studies on this are, but the idea is the same. Obviously, some of the varieties are grasses, and there's going to be changes there. But in general, what we know is that if 50% of the plant is browsed or less, it's not going to have a major impact on the root mass and the root structure. The roots are going to continue to go down, continue to grow, going to photosynthesize and continue to have root exudation occurring, which is going to help our microbial system and all of the impacts then of that. Obviously, as the browse increases, as you see in this chart, it's pretty clear what happens, right? Your root mass is delayed. It says here with 70% of the plant removed, 50% of the roots stopped growing for 17 days, 90% of the plant removed, 100% of the root growth stopped for 17 days. I've seen that actually after 90%. And again, it's going to vary by species. Some plants won't be able to even come back from that. So why does that matter? Well, when a plant is overbrowsed, you are going to then reduce root exudation because the plant's going to be going back into trying to regenerate its growth, and its root mass is going to be less. Also, if you have plants that you're really hoping that are going to be breaking up, say, compaction, right? Well, you're not going to get that because you're not going to get the root mass generated. So that's why at Vitalize Seed with our Spring Nitro Boost, we make sure to use plant species that are not overly selected for browsability for white-tailed deer, right? I mean, we have beans and things like that in there that sure deer are going to eat. But we also have to have things like sorghum and varieties of sorghum that are not going to be heavily browsed so that we can continue to send roots down deep to break up soil compaction, capture nitrates, etc. So when you're looking at exclusion fences for white-tailed deer, or if you're doing rotational grazing for cows, this is something that's important because if all your biomass is leaving the field, number one, that's not good. A lot of nutrients are leaving the field. Number two, you're going to reduce your root mass, and that's not going to have the root exudation, compaction breakup, stimulating microbial systems, etc. that you're hoping to do when you're trying to do a soil building program through use of cover crops. So hopefully that helps you guys. That's why we talk so much about exclusion fences and measuring your browsability and or browse removed in your food plot system. But this also goes into your gardens or anything else that wildlife could remove, and or if you're doing rotational grazing with livestock. Get outside, enjoy the outdoors, guys. And if you like this stuff, please share, subscribe, follow along, and check us out at vitalizeseed.com.